What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we're going to talk about inflation today. We're going to do an inflation update. Yesterday, the numbers came out, so we're going to talk a little bit about those numbers and what they mean for the American people. Because at the current time, this is not good news. This is something that people are struggling right now. People are struggling to pay their bills, and now we're looking at inflation that is at all-time highs. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money, news, and more. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you also see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so before we get started, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I'm doing these daily videos, so I'm hoping you guys are appreciating that. And if you do appreciate it and you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. And this is a day-by-day thing. I mean, every day there's something different, and there's so many different moving pieces. And so it just gets really confusing. And what I try to do is I try to give you guys a 10-minute video. And what I like to focus on, not just the day-by-day, but I also like to focus on what's going on in Washington, D.C. and how Congress is spending our money. Because if you don't watch them, they just start spending money on a bunch of different things. And then we go into more and more debt. And then when we look up, nothing is coming to the American people. It's all going to other places and to corporations and billionaires and all that. So that's my job. My job is to try to put this information out to you guys and let you know what's going on in Congress, and then have you guys reach out to your Congress people and let them know, hey, you know what? We're watching. We know what's going on. And you need to start helping us. Don't just help everyone else, help us. Okay, so let's go over some of these numbers. So when we're looking at the Consumer Price Index, and that's what came out yesterday, you have a 6.8% on the year. So we're still going in the wrong direction. This is the fastest growth in 39 years. So that's crazy. 39 years, this is the fastest growth. And it couldn't have happened at a worse time, just looking at everything that's been going on the last couple of years. But inflation is definitely on the rise. Gas prices increased to 58.1%. Food grew to 6.1%. Now, these two numbers that I gave you are very volatile. So when you're looking at gas, when you're looking at food, they fluctuate. And so what economists like to do is they like to look at the core CPI. So let's look at the core CPI. So the core CPI jumped 4.9%, and this is on the year, okay? And the fastest pace, and this is the fastest pace since 1991. When we're looking at shelter, we're looking at housing, that's 3.8%, so that rose 3.8%, the fastest since 2007, as well as the used cars. We know that the whole used car market is just really crazy right now. It's a 31.4% increase, and everything else is going up. It's not just those things that I mentioned. And Fed Chair Powell, before, he was saying that this is transitory. This inflation is transitory, so it's going to be temporary. It will go away. But it looks like, and he's even kind of backed off that statement that he made being transitory. And it looks like we're looking at long-term inflation. And that is not going to be good for our economy. That's not going to be good for the American people. And this is one of those things we're going to have to see where this goes. But things need to happen. And I think the Fed chair right now is really starting to look at maybe some other alternatives, maybe raising the interest rate, doing something, because we're in a situation right now where inflation's only getting worse, and it's really squeezing the American people, and we're paying more. Like I go get gas, and I've told people this before. I've even showed you little clips, and I'm paying $80 to put in my tank. And it would be nice. And I had someone pose a comment to me when I posted a video, and this is a couple of weeks ago, and said, well, maybe you should get a smaller car. I do drive an SUV. Maybe you should get a smaller car, or maybe you should get an electric vehicle. Those are all good options, but you have to purchase those things. And so if I'm purchasing those things, it's still going to be out of pocket right off the bat. I have a car that's paid for. Now I get another car where I have to pay a monthly payment on it, finance it. That's going to cost more money off the bat. So not everyone has that opportunity to just jump out and buy a new vehicle because gas prices are high. In certain situations, you might be invested in a vehicle and you're going to be stuck with that vehicle for a little bit of time. So that's not going to help anything short term. But I understand the point, and eventually I do want to get to that point where I start looking at purchasing an electric vehicle. The only problem with electric vehicles, they're very expensive compared to a regular or gasoline vehicle. And I think part of what they want to do with Build Back Better, they do want to work on giving more incentives for people to buy electric vehicles. Right now you have different rebates, but they want to have even more rebates. So these electric vehicles are competitive in the market with some of the vehicles that gasoline vehicles. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And I'm waiting. I mean, there's certain vehicles I have my eye on. I'll be honest with you. The Ford F-150, that electric vehicle, when that's released, I'm going to be looking at that vehicle, see exactly how much it costs. I think it's going to be around $50,000, but that's something I have my eye on. But nonetheless, when it comes down to it, inflation is still on the rise, and this is not good. This looks like it's going to be a long-term deal, and it looks like people are going to be really suffering as a result of this. So what does that mean for future this Build Back Better plan? Will that even go? Because we're looking at a situation where this is $1.75 trillion. Can we really talk about $1.75 trillion spending right now? And I know it's going to be paid for, and I know it's going to be over a 10-year period. But how you're going to have some politicians like Senator Manchin looking out and saying, we can't afford this right now, and I don't want to move forward with it. And it only takes one Democratic senator to say no, and this is not going to go anywhere. So we're going to have to see how this all plays out. And so inflation is hurting the situation. It's not helping the matter right now. But I want to know how you guys feel. How are things going on when it comes to inflation for you? How is it affecting you? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so I want to share this with you guys. So I have an important announcement to make, and I'll be making it very soon. And I have this poll here. So I'm going to have this poll that I'll show you. And I want you guys to participate in this poll. And tomorrow, Sunday, I will be coming out and I'll let you guys know what this announcement is. But let me show you what we have here. So I want you guys to go over here and we're going to play a little game where you're going to let me know what you think this announcement is going to be. And so I say here, I have an important personal announcement to make. What do you think it is? I am getting married. That's number 1. I am retiring. That's number 2. I am changing the YouTube channel name. That's number 3. Or I am moving to another state. And so those are the potential announcements that I will be making tomorrow. Well, actually, one of those is the actual announcement that I will be making tomorrow. But I want you guys to go over there and check off which one you think it is. And then we'll show the poll and then I will make the announcement. So if you guys have any other questions, please post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.